welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our final project for the Extraordinary Life Scrapbook Workshop Kit of the month. I've had great fun doing creating the 3 pages or 2 and now the 3rd page because I have been documenting a particularly nice holiday that I had with my husband, my mum and my children way back in 2013, so it's brought back some wonderful memories. So this is the last page for this particular section of the holiday. So let's bring in the supplies and see what we have got. So I have stuck with the section of papers for this particular workshop, but on this page I'm actually having different size photographs because my last photographs I wanted to put on were slightly bigger, so I have moved it around slightly. I've got a glue dot in the top left hand corner and the bottom right on these just to hold them in place. I have the layer of Pool Party, I think it is, to put into place. So there's got a nice little border, 1/2 inch border all the way around. So I'm going to use my stamp and seal for that. Shame to cover up the back because that's quite pretty as well, but that's what its instructions say to do. Actually, I really do like polka dots. It's one of my favourite things. Okay, and I don't cover it in glue. A, it would make it all very heavy. B, there's no need to it because 9 times out of 10 things overlap, and that holds things into place. Oh, I thought so. One of my glue dots has moved. That was cheeky, wasn't it? Right, there we go. Okay, so the next thing to do is to add these beautiful stripes. I really, really like these stripes. For me, they remind me of deck chairs. When I was a little kid, I'm sure my grandmother or my grandfather had a deck chair just like this. They lived by the sea, and he would sit in the garden on a hot summer's day and drink his cup of tea in his deck chair. And this just reminds me of him doing that. There we go. So I had a look back at the actual diagrams and the photographs that were used for this particular page, and it's a winter layout for the page, which I thought was quite interesting considering I am absolutely the other end of winter and a hot summer's day in Parga. So that's quite interesting. You can use it tells you really that you can use your papers however you desire with all your photographs. Okay, so we've got another layer. So this is Lost Lagoon. It's just 2 strips, and as you can see, it's for when the page is side by side, you can get a flow. So again, I'm just going to add my Stampin' Seal, she says gently. We've gone for the lighter side of this, so it's of the 2-tone paper. The difference between our 2-tone paper and our A4 paper is if you split our 2-tone paper, you will find a white core, whereas which gives you lots of different advantages and techniques to do when scrapbooking or card making, whereas our A4 paper over here in the United Kingdom is dyed all the way through, so there is no white core, which again gives you another sort of techniques to be able to use. Right, so that is the papers. There's a few embellishments to add before we lay our photographs, but what I am going to do is I am going to mount the photographs onto just realized I haven't got, and I need a no, not one of those. Oh, have I run out? I don't think so. I think I might be okay. Yes, a 4x6 flip flap to put one of my photographs in. So If you don't know the flip flaps are an ingenious invention. It allows you to add more photographs to your scrapbooking page. You pop it in, this gets sealed onto your protector, and then you can flip it over and have another photograph there as well, should you wish, or just journaling. And I needed that for my photograph that was going there. So let's pop that there for a second. So this can now be layered onto here. Now my photographs aren't quite 6x4. Let's get my trimmer in. They are, 5 3/4 by 3, or they are by 4. Okay, so let's cut that down to, let's see, it's just, for me it's too much and I can take some space off, which makes it worth it. Yeah, let's cut that down to 6. It gives you that extra space that you might need for some embellishments, and it also helps to make the page not look so crowded. Right, so let's do this to all the ones. So if your photographs, when they come, I mean, I don't print my photographs I send away for, and they come back to me. But I know that especially some of the American demonstrators actually print all of theirs, and so their photographs would be a size 6 inches by 4 inches, because that's what they would have asked for. Right, okay, so let's do this otherwise. So I need another one for that one as well. Good grief. I really didn't remember my flip flaps, didn't I? Okay, so that's going to fold over, so the photograph goes into there. There we are. Perfect. Right, so that goes on to that. That one goes on to that. My kids have great fun playing in the water, in the sea. And we get out pedlos. And the one we got out here had a slide on it. So they were having an amazing time sliding down to the slide and straight into the very deep water. Thankfully, all 3 of them at the time could swim. Otherwise, there would have been tears before bedtime if one of them couldn't have done it. Right, let's quickly layer these up. Oh, sorry about that. My light's just gone out. Let me flick it on. And plunges into darkness there. How rude. Maybe it's very hot here in the UK at the moment. We are suffering quite a lot with this heat, but it's not just us. It seems to be technology, the poor animals. My dog is a husky, and she really doesn't like the heat. So she permanently at the moment is sitting under a fan, trying to keep cool. And we've got a lady who comes and takes her out to play. And she goes and plays with her friends. And normally it's around about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. But Joe, bless her, has been coming at 6:30 in the morning because it's just too hot to take the dogs out. And then we're taking her out for an evening walk at about 9:30, 10 o'clock when it's slightly cooler. Right, I think I'm almost there. There we go. Right, so all my photographs are now stuck down onto their mats. They don't always have mats, but this particular layout does give it some mat. So there's my little boys and my little girl. Put that there for the moment. And I've got 2 of them there, one there, and one there. Okay, so before I stick down these 2 base ones, there is a layer of, so this peels off all the way, oh, stickiness, goes all the way across the page. Now, you can cut it down or you can do it the whole way. I'm actually going to do it the whole way. I'm just going to move it up just to add a bit of detail. So there we go. It's going to go there. I'm going to run it all the way along. It's got this lovely scalloped edge just to give a bit of detail. Perfect. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Again, this peels off like so. And of course, once you put the two pages together, the whole line will just carry on and give you this wonderful effect of it just being a 24 by 12 page layout. Okay. Now, this is where it comes important to only stick your photographs down in the middle section, because you want to put something over the top. Because I have got within this layout, they give you some of these beautiful white scalloped edges, and but they know that you're going to hide some of them behind your photographs. So what you'll do is you'll peel that off like that, and then you will tuck it underneath your photo. I mean, obviously you can cut it should you wish to. So let's put that back for a second, like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my photos down, just the bottom ones, but not in the middle, sorry, just in the middle. The sun has just gone in. It's quite strange. We keep getting these really dark clouds, and I keep thinking, oh, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. I've been 6 or 8 weeks now without rain. Very unusual for the United Kingdom. My eldest son has just gone to Scotland for a week's holiday, and he's texted back going, it's raining. Very excited by the fact it's raining. Okay, so I've got this is going to go under here like that. So I'm going to lift that up. And what you do is you layer it like so. All the way along. Of course, you're only going to see it that bit. Don't need to have that bit because there is that's going to go there. So you just need it on the other side now. So again, just peel it off. And what I'm doing is this dotted line, I'm lining up with the top of the previous pattern. And it needs to be a bit shorter. Obviously I want it to go to there so that it lines up with the side of the paper. There we go. Now, if you wanted to, you could have just cut a piece off and that would have gone in the middle. But I knew that that was meant to go there. So I'm going to hover it there for the moment. We can do exactly the same over here on this side. So let's... So what I'm wondering is, I have a piece here that would fit all the way across, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. Going to do it. Caution to the wind and just stick it down. So I'm going to put the frill all the way across there and then down there. I'm going to stick my photo down. Which will go round about there. Perfect. And then this can go there, and I've got this pattern here, but I do want a bit to go there, and it does supply you with a bit more. So I'll get my scissors, she says. Oh, we're done with them. Okay, we'll use these ones, and I'm just going to, I just need about 2, don't I really? So let's do, that's that. Peel that bit off and lift the photo up, and then the green will go just along there, and it will be in place. That shouldn't have moved. There we go, and that's in place. This will sit here, slap bang in the middle. If I remember rightly, the design is about portrait on this page rather than landscape, and that's partly where my problem was, because I needed it to be landscape. Okay, so again, so my photographs are now where I want them, apart from this one. So this one I want to, I've got a sentiment that I'm actually going to use that comes with the workshop. God, my brain just went there. Did you hear it? It just switched off. So it's going to go there. So I'm going to stick it, because depending on where I put this depends on where I put my photo, because there is a sentence on the other side that I quite fancy putting on. Okay, so that's that. It comes with a frame, which is this. This frame does not have any stickiness on it, so I just need to add a bit. Now, some of the ephemera and embellishments I want to put on, I actually know straight away where they're going to go, because I'm following what the design does. However, I think it's going to be there, because the sentiment's going to go there. So let's do that so it doesn't move. So I'm going to line it up with this one here. There we are. And then I've got this little sentiment that comes, it's in black writing, and it says, celebrate the little. And I've just got to find the other bit. Oh, there it is. Things. Things. And I thought that is such a true statement, because, you know, going down a slide and into water is such a little thing, but boy, did we have so much fun doing it. So yes, celebrate the little things is what I wanted on here. Okay, so there was another sentiment that came with the pack that I really like, which says, you make ordinary extraordinary. And I just wouldn't know where I would be without my children. So that just applies to them absolutely perfectly. So I'm going to pop that down there just like that. It does come sticky, but I'd actually patted it on my hand to make sure it was on the photograph I wanted it to go on. Now we have embellishments. So this double page spread comes with an abundance of butterflies. Now, obviously, butterflies aren't really something that I would normally use on a seaside. So I'm just trying to pick up the butterflies. Seaside layout. However, I do want to use some of them because I think they'll look really good. But as with the other two layouts, I have stamped out myself some sunglasses. So that is in Flirty Flamingo. I have Lost Lagoon flip-flops. I have Real Red cameras. And for this one, I have also bought in 3 bottles, which I have hand coloured in. So the liquid is in Pool Party. And the others, I have used the new shimmer brushes to colour them in. So my fruit are done in, this is Golden Glow. The lids is done in Barely Blush. I've done a tiny bit of green floating in there. That is in Peaceful Pine. And then the straw is done in Crisp Cantaloupe. So there we go. They are the colours I've used for the colouring in of the bottles. So as you can see, there are loads and loads of butterflies. I've even got a few hearts left over from project 2. Cherish this. I think it's here. I was going to put this. There we go. Perfect. Sometimes you know exactly where you want things to go, and other times, like project 2, I just kept moving them. I just didn't know where. I knew what I wanted, but it just wasn't sitting for me. So I've brought some flowers over from project 1 again. I've got the butterflies, don't need that or that. I've got a couple of hearts should I wish to use them, and I've got all these butterflies. So I seem to be missing, we got one, I'm sure I had 2. Sure, it'll appear in a moment. There's some more flowers, more butterflies and flowers there. There's a circle for writing on. Yeah, I'm sure I did, but obviously they've disappeared, so maybe I didn't. I have only 1 pair of flip-flops, so they will have to go somewhere sparingly. Right, okay, so I can put my 3 bottles here, hypothetically at the moment. The circle is meant to go here, so you write what you want to say about this particular page. So I'm going to hover it there. It has suggested a butterfly here, so I'm thinking probably, but you see, for me, you see, a butterfly just looks wrong on this particular page. So it looks like I'm going to have some beautiful butterflies that I can use on other projects. I'm just going to pop them somewhere safe. Might find my other flip-flops are in there somewhere. No, I can't see them at the moment. Right, okay, but I do have these flowers. I do have a couple of hearts. There is 1 butterfly there should I wish to use it. So let's have a look. Where am I going to put my flip-flops? I think because of the way this is lined out, I don't think we're going to need a horrendous amount of embellishments. Whereas the project 2 was more about the embellishments than the papers. I think the photographs are quite large in this, and I just don't think I'm going to need to put that many on. I do want to try and add some of these flowers because, as I said, they've been on all the other ones, so it would be a shame not to add them. Put one there, and then she could have a pair of flip-flops there. Do I want a camera? Get that out. Could maybe put a bottle there. Give it a bit of height. But then do I keep the bottles there? Oh, questions, eh? Do I put... No, I definitely want that up there. And I could probably put... I might put that there. Have that one there. And have my flip-flops there. I've got 2 bottles should I wish to use them. The reason I've got these bottles is the photograph that will be going on top. The kids are actually having lunch, and they're looking quite fascinated at the food that's just turned up, and I just managed to catch their faces as they were all looking at these white baits that had arrived. So do I. I suppose I could do that even. I don't want to put that there, do I? Oh, why did I move it? Okay, put the glasses back to there. The sunglasses. And I think I'm going to do that instead. And leave that corner down here spare. Right, okay, I'm going to switch the camera on to hold and pause, and I will come back once I have stuck it all down. Okay, so we're back, she says. It's, again, taking me longer than I thought it was going to. I have made a few changes. My brain was going, I don't like the two same colours on here. So I'd already stuck them down, so I needed to change it. So what I did was I added a butterfly to here. And of course, because you add a butterfly here, you need to add a butterfly here. Working out where the butterfly was going. So he's now here. I have taken the flip-flops from here and put them over here and added a bottle of juice as well. Most of my stuff is stuck down apart from the flip-flops. I've added underneath here 2 dimensionals. The flip-flops are dimensionals. The glasses and camera are dimensionals. Same as the glasses here and the camera on that way. Otherwise, everything is stuck down. So thank you ever so much for joining me this week. I might need to stick that one down a bit more. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did. It is called The Extraordinary Life, which definitely life is very extraordinary. So thank you ever so much for joining me this week, and I hope to catch up with you very soon. We will be back next week with new projects. So join me then. Take care. Bye.